want to start by introducing yourself and the instrument you play?
I'm Mike. I play drums. I'm Don. I play the lead guitars.
I'm Isa. I play the other guitar.
The guitar that's not lead. The guitar that's a little behind.
The racist guitar.
I'm Ian, and if you can call that singing.
Christian, the bass player.
Okay, I'm here with Brimstone In Fire in, where are we right now?
Casa Roses in front of the Presidential Palace.
Yeah.
Malacanang.
And so I spent the day with them while they were recording a new 6-song EP. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the EP and why you're recording this EP?
Actually, this it's a rush job really, because we didn't have any merch to bring to Davao. We're going to be playing a gig there in a week, I think. A week? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we thought like maybe we should just record something on the fly, and then it got kind of involved, and now it's this big fucking production and shit. We really weren't planning on this, you know. Like we thought we'd just stick a couple of mics in the air and go, and
It turned
into a big fucking production and shit.
Yeah.
On a side note, it sounds awesome.
So what are the songs that are on the EP?
We have like relative to the other songs, there are like 3 old songs and 3 new ones, but actually they're all kind of old. Yeah, so we thought we'd make it like a representative of what we sound like now. Actually, the older songs are like reworked versions of the originals. They're not exactly the same songs like when we wrote them 10, 20 years ago, and there's a little how do you say, updated input, so they don't exactly sound like the way we conceived of them when we wrote them the first time.
So different versions aside, are these songs available on any other recordings?
We wrote them for this EP.
No.
Because you did say that 3 of them are newer.
Yeah, well, the 3 new ones aren't available anywhere else except on this EP and on the upcoming full length. The other 3, 2 actually, yeah. 2 of them we've released before. One is Winter, which is a really old one from the really early days, 90s, 93 I think. And then Warren My Thoughts, which I suppose you could call it our signature song, because that's the one everybody keeps asking for when we play. And you know, you heard it when it was the last song we played. We saw you nodding your head and saying, yeah, this is pretty cool.
Very catchy, very brutal.
Yeah.
Definitely
that one. And then the 3 new ones are Gouging the Eyes of the Clairvoyant, Putrescence, and Glimpse of a Future.
Gouging the amount of beer we drink every day.
For the record, Isa is much funnier when she's drunk.
She got better takes when she got a few beers. She got
Your band recently underwent a major lineup change where you assimilated, if that's the proper word, Isa and Ian from the band Demiurge. Can you say how that was brought along, and what precipitated the changes, and what the effect these lineup changes have been?
Well, our previous singer slash guitarist Lloyd Isberto, he had to leave because he had to focus on his business. You know, it's supporting a kid and all through school. It's not easy.
We don't have kids.
Well, one of us might.
That's the new
It's not me.
No. I'm pretty sure it ain't me.
We invited Ian, and then Ian suggested that we add Isa as well. And
We've been
then-
hanging out with
yeah.
them for a while, and you know,
Yeah.
we can't. The thing is, here in the Philippines, when you get new members, sometimes you just get the guys who are available and shit, but after a while you figure out that, you know, you don't get along, and these are guys that you wouldn't drink with if you didn't have a band. But Ian and Isa, we known them for like 3 years, 2 or 3 years, and they're pretty much us, but from a different background. So it all fell together, and we said, hey, fuck it, man, let's just take them and to see what happens. And turns out it was the right thing to do, because the mix was pretty good.
Not to be like Do we have to like put this on the record?
Yeah.
It is just for you, right?
No, I'm putting it on the blog.
Oh crap.
He's putting that as well.
Okay, fine. For the record, I mean, we have like different social backgrounds, and you know, it's nice to have like peers who are from the same intellectual bracket. I mean,
Somebody just got all Norwegian black metal on us.
no, but seriously, I mean, you know, we all have like our own things, but somehow we all just get along. We can like discuss and be objective and say, oh no, this part's not so cool. And it's not really personal. It's like objectified because no one has that.
No,
What's
but
that Damien Kruger thing?
Dunning-Kruger.
The Dunning-Kruger syndrome.
Not that I
you
know of. Yeah.
Not in this band.
Yeah. So like everyone's sort of accommodating to the new ideas and suggestions, and I mean, to me at least, it's a really big deal. Because like you'd be with other band people, and you'd always be compensating. You'd always have to like dump things down. And stuff. And honestly, it's been a while since I've been with people where I don't have to do that. So I'm just holding this like kind of far away. So hopefully it's not so loud when I say that. Here you go.
There were a bunch of people walking in the background, so I'm sure everything that you said was completely covered up. Did you have something to add, Christian?
Yeah. Upon getting new members, talent isn't enough because we know Mike and Don, they with the scene they're in, they know a lot of people, and talent isn't enough for, I guess, our band to be members of our band, because basically what happened with Isa and Ian are like, it took they became drinking buddies first before they became members. We thought like, could we like invite them to become members? I mean, it's became the natural choice, and it all worked out pretty well.
Yeah, it's like Charles Darwin, you know. Darwinism in this.
Well, a question on my mind is, listening to your style and being familiar with the style that Demiurge were playing, which was Isa and Ian's previous band, how much of what they were doing before matches with what you guys were doing or are doing now? And was that at all on your mind? Was that at all a factor in assimilating them?
Well, a couple of years ago, Ian gave me a copy of their album. What's it called?
It's just
It's self-titled one. The one with the Medusa and shit. Yeah. So it had in the sleeve like the lyrics and shit, and I read through them and I said, hey man, this guy is, well, not, it doesn't think identically to me, but most of the themes that he writes about are, you know, I could go quite a long ways before parting ways with him. Like, say he had this, I forget the title, the one you were mocking, like a Christian mass.
Yeah.
And you were doing all the vocals, and it's like this prayer, and it's like,
It's the Apostles' Creed.
yeah, like faux, how do you say, faux serious, but not really when you're actually taking the piss out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I said, hey, shit, man, this guy's thinking pretty much along the same lines as we are, so I suppose it would work out.
Darwinism, I told you.
But this was this was before we thought of taking them in, because at the time that I read it, Lloyd was still with us, so you know, it was in the back of my mind, and turns out shit worked out.
Not just common beliefs, but it's more like, let's just say, we think along the same lines, as to, especially here in the Philippines, where everything is dictated upon by church and state, no particular order or at the same time. So we've got major issues like right now there's the reproductive health bill that's being, I don't know what the word is,
Pushed.
actually the opposite, by the church. They're trying to railroad
Legislation.
yeah, to work with the large conservative I don't know, power. which is really sad because we really need to work. The country really needs to work on the population, and it's bad. We've got too many problems, and in a few more years, we've got more mouths to feed. It's all that stuff, and along those lines too, like the hypocrisy that goes with it.
Okay. I just have to like insert something briefly. And okay, musically, like I feel like when we made the Demiurge CD, I was really much younger then, and I mean, in terms of music, I knew what I liked, but in terms of composition, it wasn't really all that clear to me until this point in time, like when I became part of this band. And although I had to adjust to the already composed songs, like in terms of the newer songs, like I pretty much have the freedom to do what I want to do, and I'm like open to the criticisms as well. And the new stuff's really quite exciting, you know. It's like a amalgamation of, you know, the stuff I really like. And
It's a lot of drugs.
And shit. A lot of drugs and shit.
Let children be. Show them how to reason. Live without fear. Live without hate. Try not to prove we're tied. These are lies. Can't stand and go. Much sorrow. It's like one brain and two blind eyes. Keep us prisoner here in our minds. They call it
what is your writing process like? Do you guys compose individually and bring songs to the table, or do you like jam together or compose songs based on music that other people have brought in together?
Every song, the origin of every song is different. But let me put it this way: in the early days, it was down to three guys writing. It's me, our original guitar player Ado, and Mike. So we'd write the lion's share of the compositions, and we'd fuck around with it for a while. The other guys would bring in their input, and then we'd you know, like how do you say this in English? Smooth things out until it got to the point that, say, this is a song we wouldn't be ashamed to let other people listen to. That was in the old days. Now, with the current songs, especially the ones that will be coming out in the full length, not to toot my own horn or anything, but most of it was I did most of the heavy lifting, and then we brought it to Mike. Christian put in his input, and that's it. So for the full length, you won't be hearing much of Isa and Ian's input because the songs were pretty much over and done with. We already had the final version in mind. We just had to teach them how to do it. So if you want to hear the new stuff, it's not on the upcoming full length, but maybe on the next one you're going to hear what Ian and Isa brought to the table.
When exactly did Ian and Isa join Brimstone in Fire?
Around May. Longga po.
13 months
Around
ago.
May.
2010.
Longga
Around
po
May,
year.
middle of May, middle of 2010.
Okay.
Right. No,
Ian
2011. Really?
Yeah, 2011. May of 2011. 2011, first, initially it was just Ian because at first we were just looking for a vocalist, somebody who could just, blurt out the lyrics. Then Ian suggested, why don't we get Isa along? And then, are you sure? Like he mentioned something like, yeah, she already learned like 2 or 3 songs in one sitting or something like that. So we're like, well.
How I remember it was Micah was the one who mentioned if I knew, or not if I knew any guitar players, but actually you said something about Isa. Yeah, I forgot how it went there. It's more like it's not like would you like to try out or something. I don't remember.
Would you
think I
know
was high at the
anybody?
time.
Would you
You
know
know
anybody
Yeah.
who was willing? Or
Yeah.
No, because I had to think about that because I knew that they were already in a band. So I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't want to impose.
They were actually trying to make a new lineup of new Demiurge.
Yeah.
Yeah, with our buddy Abdul on drums. So, but
Didn't work out so well.
but shit happened. So
Yeah. People have children and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
people have kids.
you ruin your life.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's
Is
it was-
Abdul a new dad?
No,
he's not
he's an
that
old dad.
Old dad.
It's complicated.
Alright.
That's basically what happened. It was just surprised that, because that was one question I asked of her. Do you like our songs sincerely? That's one question I just want to ask her. If anybody auditions, or if we're getting new members, do you like our show? Do you like our songs sincerely? Not like you like it because it's a prerequisite for you joining us. But I kind of believed her. We believed her, and it showed with what she brought when she went to rehearsals. And she was a fast learner from, oh my god, she's
Couple of weeks.
couple of weeks compared to the other people we
Let's not mention
auditioned.
their names.
To the other people we auditioned, she learned pretty fast. Though.
It's
I
like
was surprised.
after
I liked
the
the songs to start with. It was just the style. No, I liked the songs to start with. It was just the style I had to like cope with it initially. It was all like
What about the style did you have to cope with?
the jazzy part.
Okay.
It's not jazz.
The parts where you have to like feel the rhythm, feel the groove.
It was really groovy because in a matter of weeks, like a couple of weeks, and she was already playing.
Yeah.
She played her first gig.
5 songs.
Yeah,
Short set.
short set, but
But
She
it's-
pulled
it's-
it off.
It's
Pretty-
only now
pretty
where I'm
nice.
not like sort of counting every bloody thing, you know. It's like holding my breath, like this is the eighth part. Okay, to the next one. It's only now where I'm not worrying about that too much anymore. It's like, oh yeah, this is about the eighth one, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not anymore. You know, it's not a big deal anymore. So it took a while.
She told me something about with relevance to the songs of how it's done. She told me like, oh no, it's not so much about being a click track or following this sort of rhythm. It's a mixture of keeping in time and the feel of it. You know, we gave her guide tracks for the songs, and when she got into rehearsals, she was so textbook about the speed of how the guide tracks went. And when she got into rehearsals with the real real band, real band, and she goes like, oh, it's mixture of feel and the time.
Or like he'd like skip a beat and we're like, no, you changed it. It's completely different. It's a whole new song. And it's like, oh no, it's not. Yeah. It took a while to get like used to that, and like based on his influences, like a lot of like Latin jazz and drum and bass stuff. Like he'd like skip like the second or the third beat.
you skip
And
the one.
It would like really just throw me off. Like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, it took a while.
What are you doing? Cooking fish. I'm cooking fish.
Those jazz, for lack of a better term, parts and that kind of loose feeling seems to be very, very prominent in the songs that you're playing. How important is that to, if not how you write the songs, to how you play the songs? Because it really separates you from other metal bands. Certainly, certainly from what's prominent in the metal scene right now.
Well, it's important to me because that's the way I play. I mean,
You're not a metronome drummer. You're a
Well, I practice with the
Yeah,
metronome,
but
but
I mean, you're not like,
yeah, no, I'm definitely not. I don't even want to go there. I mean, this is the way I play, and I think it's a mix because I don't play the way he plays. I don't force him to play any different, but because if I did, well, one, he wouldn't agree, and then and two, it would sound like a jazz band. Yeah,
Everybody else.
yeah. So it's a mix. It really meets in the middle.
Yeah, here's the thing about you mentioned metronomic play versus playing by feel. The thing is, I have a background in music that's pretty much metronomic. I listen to a lot of industrial, I listen to a lot of synth pop, I listen to a lot of power noise. So all of that is electronic music following a straightforward beat that's determined by a machine. It plays mechanically. And the funny thing is, that's how I play, and Mike plays from a completely different aesthetic. Yeah. So I don't know how it works, but it does. Somehow, I actually kind of like to play dead on all the time. But we sort of make it work, even though in theory it shouldn't. And I guess that's part of where the sound comes from. I don't know if I could say that, referring back to your question, whether it's important to us that jazz feel or that I don't know.
Let's say organic.
That organic feel.
We don't think about
We
don't think about it that way.
Not really. I mean, it's not a conscious decision for us to go like we gotta hit every beat like this or some other way. We just fuck around with the shit and it comes out all right. We find some middle ground that works for everybody, and then we try to smooth it out and polish it, and we hope it works. Sometimes it doesn't though.
Or like, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna make sense, but like what happens is we quantize each other.
Right.
So
Quantize?
Quantize off
it's
each
like
other.
it's like you limit the outputs, like, based on like certain parameters and such. So like, let's say, like with the new songs, he writes something, and then I write something based on what he writes, and then we hear it alongside the drums, and he has like a completely different feel, which like modifies what we initially wrote, and we have to like adjust the tempos, and then there are like new nuances added to the composition in general. Like you realize that it's not just a metronome. There's certain like hanging notes, and sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes it just happens spontaneously when we're all working together. So, yeah.
I suppose you could think of it like four guys and a girl smacking.
I'm not a girl.
Smacking like a tub of water. Like we're fucking hitting it, and whatever comes out, that's us. Like the splashes from one side influence the splashes from the other side, and turns out all right sometimes.
Sinking beneath this faceless love, looking down behind crumbling walls.
Christian, as the bass player, a lot of that, so-called jazz, spontaneous feeling, comes from what you're playing. What are your thoughts on finding the middle ground between the guitarists who seem very, I don't want to use the word metronomic, but very very technical and very absolute, and the drummer who plays a lot from feel?
Okay. For the record,
He just
I-
cries a lot when he goes home.
for the record, I don't even know what jazz or what to play, how to play jazz is, but the things I put on the table for the band, it's basically a result of hanging out with Mike and Don for the longest time, because when Brimstone was formed, I was just a friend of theirs who always be there in their rehearsals. I wasn't.
Christian had a different band.
I had a different band. I would just hang out with them. Got a couple of tips, techniques from what they were doing. It's usually I base it on approval of the other members, like Don, Ian, everybody's approval. I present something because from the very first original music Don presented to me, I tried to make it my own, because as he said before, most of the music was already done. He made a bulk of the music, and he's one hell of a conceptual bass player. If you
I should send you some of the files sometimes. You can have a listen.
he's one hell of a conceptual bass player, and I just wanted to put my own stamp on the songs, and with all the songs that we've done, so far it worked well. As you've said, it has worked well, but I guess one great factor, or one band I could always reference with how I approach the way I play is Disharmonic Orchestra. It's especially the Not to Be Undimensional album. It was an array of all counterparts. Like, the bass player wasn't always following the guitar player. That's what I usually want to accomplish, or want how I attack the instrument, and it usually works. I mean, there are some times that it just sounds better if you went along with the guitar player, like copy what he's playing, because it drives the song better. It just sounds better that way.
Yeah, though when he does follow the guitars, he never doubles my parts. He actually finds a different voice on the bass. That it's not exactly harmony. It's really more, I don't know.
Basically,
It's like an inversion.
Inversion.
Imagine if you're playing a full chord, he just inverts it. I don't know. Some people gonna get that and some aren't going to. But he plays inversions mostly when he's doubling my parts. Not exactly doubling them.
yeah.
When he's following my parts, he's playing inversions.
When I try to make bass parts, I usually try to sing it first, and because when his guitar part is playing in a loop, I usually just try to sing something like something over it that really complements the part, and to their approval. It usually works. Sometimes it don't. There are times that they said, no, you can't do that. no and Don would always say, no, you can't. So yeah, it was just fun. And to add to that, listening to a lot of genres other than metal music added to that different approach and different sound that we usually have with the songs that we have, the original songs that we have. I mean, if I was listening to just metal, I mean, probably it would be very limited to my approach. Okay.
Well, what other genres are you listening to that are influencing your approach?
Right now, it's a lot of pop tunes because I'm right now currently listening to a lot of pop tunes where session bass players like Leyland Sklar and Pino Palladino have played, and the way they approach their particular jobs when they're laying tracks on the studio is they have to make something very musical but not to sh- uh, uh, how was the outstage the vocalist, so it's very it's so control it's it's not you have to
Discipline,
put
discipline.
it's you have to put a lot of factors before putting them on, and yeah,
To support the song.
to
Yeah,
support the
yeah.
song. And yeah, other than that, I when I got serious with the instrument, I listened to a lot of jazz fusion like Bill Bruford from the 70s. Then even I listened to drum and bass as well, drum and bass as well. Then, and it's just appreciation of music you like. You're not forced to like music because hey, somebody says it's cool. You're your worst critic. If you like it, and and that's basically it. If somebody says otherwise, I mean, they're my ears, right? They're my ears. It's it's a buffet of sounds that you could get a lot of stuff from.
Well, I mean, when you say pop music, it sounds like you're talking about local pop music.
No, Palladino and Leyland Sklar were, yeah, they usually worked with Paul Young, even James Taylor. With local music, now that you mentioned it, yeah, a lot of local CDs that I have aren't usually on the metal genre. They're usually like from Cynthia Alexander to Up Dharma Down, and I'm just glad that it's not even a nationalistic thing. I'm just glad that because when getting music abroad is so hard. So I'm just glad I could get it locally. I could get it on a gig and at a cheaper price. I don't have to pay shipping for it. That's it. I'm just happy, and I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it. I have to like something local, something like that. And I'm just happy that something came up that I
That's
really
good
like.
enough for you to like. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The only reason why I brought up the local versus foreign pop artist thing is it seems that, like you're saying, with the local scene and local pop artists, there is a strong sense of musicianship. There has to be a strong musical base behind the pop music and the vocalists, whereas a lot of foreign pop music is heavily processed and heavily digitized, where there could never be another human performer besides the heavily auto-tuned and pitch-corrected,
that-
pop singers.
That's the thing. I wouldn't say it separates local, like Filipino musicians in general, because we do not lack talented musicians. Like
And we do not lack pretentious musicians.
that,
either.
yeah.
Got it,
Anyway,
got it.
yeah.
But the
Well-
pop scene here is full of talented musicians.
Yeah, the talent is there. I mean, I'm not like jumping for joy over songwriting, or because I personally believe that OPM, it's original Philippine music, or it's dead. Because all that I hear on the radio, because I had the misfortune of listening to the radio New Year's Day, everything you hear on the radio, everything local would either be it either be a rehash, or it either be like blatant cover. I mean, you know that their label owns the
Yeah,
music
don't
and
call
everything.
it cover when you mean rip-off.
Well, yeah. There's nothing original. It doesn't just stay in the pop scene, even in the underground. You'll hear bands that it's just you just know where they're coming from right away. There's no sincerity in the music that they write. There's no originality. It's like one Morbid Angel riff after another,
But okay,
or it's one I don't know.
it's okay.
Just had to say.
It's okay.
Yeah, because you can't fake it. you gotta be you have to be true to yourself and your roots in order to write real stuff.
Or yeah, it's like the visual arts, you know. Like what happens is the people like listen to something and they like okay, they see like a costume and there's like a mass appeal to that, or they hear a riff and it's catchy, and then they just rip off the chunks but they completely like forget about the context about all of these things. So immediately you have something that is totally presentable to like the ignorant masses, but to those who understand, to those who have been there and like you know have like listened to music for a while and have been more exposed, you just realize how like superficial it all is. And yeah, basically that's it. I mean, in a gig scenario where everyone's just drinking beer and you're listening to live band, yeah, like such music will definitely survive. But like, there's no like enduring quality.
Uh-huh.
Or if you are like going to nitpick, there really is no quality. So
They
yeah.
don't even make an effort of trying to be different. Or I already heard that riff. I'm trying to make another riff that's both appealing to myself, because I can basically make noise that is original, but probably would not satisfy my own myself with music, or not even music, my personal taste on it. So from hanging out with Don and Mike since they were formed, they always made an effort. They've always made an effort. Like, even there was a consensus, like, dude, that sounds like Death's. That's that Death song, like from individual thought patterns. We can't do that. From there on, they will just stop. They're like, you can't make that. Even if it's a good riff, I mean, even if it's accidental, I've seen them do that. Now, dude, it sounds like somebody else. It doesn't sound like us. I mean, they edit themselves beforehand before they present it on
To
a
the
live.
rest of the band.
To the rest of the band. Their worst. Their editors, they filter it out from themselves before they present it to the live audience or anything.
Which is light years.
But that's really just us. I mean, that's really just us. I don't, me personally, I don't demand that other bands have the same attitude. Like, there are a lot of, despite, I mean, there are good local bands, and I don't have the time to find out if they have cred or not. I mean, either I like their music or I don't. And then, if I never meet them personally, then I will never find out if they have background or not. So, you know, I'll just base it on whether I enjoy.
Exact opposite of.
Yeah, it's a different.
It's a difference of personalities, because
Yeah.
on the other hand, I am very stingy
Yeah.
with credibility, and because right now it's all about how many Facebook likes you can get. Yeah, whether you can get enough votes so that you can be like, I don't know, eligible to perform in the big music festivals. Right? It's like everyone's like after attention and popularity, and there's just no stop to it. And when you have questionable motives like that, where does your music stand? It's like everyone's like, oh, let's do this because it's so it's melodic, it's technical, or
Like Gothenburg is the thing now. And
like everything is like completely out of context now. Like, we have Filipino bands who are writing stupid, like, I don't know, things based off of like ancient cultures that we have nothing to do with. Like, you can do whatever you want, that's all right, but to me that's just plain old stupid and noobish. There's nothing relevant.
it's okay.
Babylonian punk.
In
I
case,
was into that before the Babylonians were. That gives you more cred.
in case the mic didn't pick that up, Micah just said Babylonian punk, and that he was into it before the Babylonians were.
Ahura Mazda punk rock.
Just in closing, what is the next 12 months going to be like for Brimstone and Fire?
Fucking awesome. Just kidding.
12 months,
first of all, we have to finish the full length and release it, and we'll probably be spending the bulk of this year promoting that. I don't know. Maybe people are gonna like it, or they'll say, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, basically that's it. I really don't plan ahead like more than 3 or 4 weeks. You know, either I got something new to write and I can present it to these guys, and you know, let me put it this way. Once we finish the full length that we're producing right now, I already have some material that I already let these guys listen to. They're fucking around with it right now. That's enough for another one. So we're working on material right now that's enough for 2 albums. But after that, I don't know. I really have no plans after that.
Yeah, me personally, I think one of the things that I'd like to improve about Brimstone is the rate of writing songs. So
You can't
If
rush
you-
excellence, man.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know, but
That would be awesome.
if you just do the math, we have 10 songs over 20 years, so that's like 1 song every 2 years, which
but-
is not good either. So I mean, there might
No. Gauss said, few but right.
no, true. No, but also we have
far between, but fantastic.
But whenever it's on,
No, but-
there's no off for us.
In case you didn't get
There's
that,
no
that was a math reference. You want to talk about fucking math metal?
Yeah.
Don't get more math
Yeah.
than Gauss.
Yeah, true. No, but that said, I still would like to have more new songs
Well,
soon this year.
in terms of the EP that you're producing now and the 2 full lengths that you're planning on, when will people be able to get those?
Well, the EP will be available by the end of this week. We're going to fucking push through with that. Come hell or high water, it's going to be available at the end of this week. The EP and the full length.
Well, we have to have we're gonna have a band meeting in Davao. to set some
Personal
deadlines for ourselves.
Get that shit
yeah,
done.
because
How many songs can we expect on the first full length?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Unless there's something you want to add.
Nah,
Nothing.
we're good.
Okay. And let us hope that this mic picked everything up.
Colder today than yesterday. This fucking cold soul. Deserts die disconsolate. Mr. Gray, block the snow. Indifference to my needs and wants. Never not obtained. Torn from guts of thirst and gullet. Yet no one hears my pain. My winter wind has claimed me, and deserts force my bones eternal. Denial dusts my dimming eyes. Evil long passed by, neglected by my own self. Wait myself in you. Anger feeds an empty fire that doesn't warm the earth. I sleep on despair because the sky above night.